Hey guys, and welcome to Pheas Airsoft, where today I'm unboxing this JG0452 or MAC10. Hey guys, and welcome back. If you are enjoying my content today, or in general, please do consider liking and subscribing. It massively helps me out. That said, let's get started. So today I've got one of the AEGs from the massive £700 order we recently received. This is the JG0452, otherwise known as the MAC10. So this is an AP micro sort of SMG style weapon, clone from a Tokyo Marui. So we're going to get straight into unboxing. So the box is actually probably one of the nicer boxes. It doesn't actually tell you particularly what's in here other than just the 0452 model number, which is obviously their model number. The JG stickers are actually stuck on. We'll have a look to see if I can peel one off, see what's underneath. I think they're just covering up their old, just peeled it off. It looks like possibly pulling that, covering up their old logo. I think they've changed logo recently. Believe that as it is. So the lid's off, get that out of there. So underneath we've got quite a thick manual actually. I'm quite impressed with this, in a little baggie. So we've got the MC10. We'll see what's in here. So in the back we've got the usual little targets. I've never actually used these. I don't know of anybody that actually has. There is on the back there quite a nice blow-up diagram of it, and that's actually quite nice paper as well, bizarrely. It's almost like a glossy magazine, quite high quality paper. Again, it's good English, I suppose, showing nice clear pictures, talking about the NIM type battery, which I'll come to in a minute. It's showing a wrist strap here, number 3. It's in hand strap. I don't actually think there's one in the box, but we'll investigate further. It just goes through the general usage of the whole MAC10 and what it's like. I've owned the TM one before, really loved it. Quite a nice little manual, really. Really good quality blow-up diagrams there, showing you the ins and outs of it. And this would have been useful to me a while ago, because we used to do LiPo mods where you had to modify the inside of the weapon to take a LiPo, because the little NIM batteries that are included are absolutely terrible. That's changed, and I'm going to show you Tokyo Marui, bizarrely, are the ones making an adapter, which I'll show you in just a moment. So we'll get the manual out of the way, nothing too special there. Nice foam lid, keeping it all nice and safe. And I love MAC10s. I absolutely love MAC10s, and there it is. It looks ace. So start with the mag, metal body, plastic top. That is a high cap, approximately 400 to 450 rounds, approximately. Move that out of the way. Under there, you've got your little bag of 0.2 gram BBs. As I always say, probably not going to see the light of day again. I'm not bothered about those. Questionable quality. There is the MAC10, and there is quite some heft to that. This should be loose and should move around. It's where the hanging strap or the extra strap should go. I don't think JG do one with this, but we'll have a look in a minute. That's gorgeous. We've got a little charger and harness in there to charge the NIM type battery that's included, 500 milliamps, 7.2 micro battery. I'll be honest, whether it's this one or the Tokyo Marui one, they're just not great. They're just not very good at powering the MAC10 efficiently, and I have got a LiPo option, which I'm going to show you in a minute. We've then got what is the piece de resistance, the absolutely enormous suppressor that everybody knows the MAC10 for. Now, soft rubberized feel on the outside. It is actually physically longer than the actual gun itself, so obviously more than doubles the length of it. I'll fit that in a second. And just double check the rest of the box. There is nothing else in there. Let me just check underneath. There is definitely nothing else in that box that would be hiding in there. So get that out of the way. And here we have the MAC10 itself. Now I absolutely love this. It is lovely, and I've owned a couple of the Tokyo Marui ones. It doesn't have the correct markings on it or anything like that. I'm guessing that's a unique serial number, but it does feel really nice. It's got a really nice heft to it. It feels really nice in your hand. It's quite a big bulky grip, and that's going to feel bulkier if you've got a pair of gloves on as well. It's not uncomfortable to hold though. It's just obviously it is quite a big grip. Your magazine just slides up in there, really nice authoritative click, and to release it, a little bit awkward. This is based off the real one. You just pull down on the little tab and the magazine comes out. I do know my Tokyo Marui ones, this eventually sort of, the metal rounded off too much and it didn't retain mags very well, and I had to have another one machined, but in general, really nice piece. Now, I've just noticed there, this thread here is actually for the suppressor, and it screws on a positive thread. So you put the suppressor on, and there you've got your suppressor. Your stock clicks out. Oop, that is really stiff. There we go. Clock clicks out, and then pressing the button extends out as well. So you've got something that ends up longer than an M4 with the stock fully extended. So I'll push that back in for now, and we'll get that out of the way. What I have just noticed, and I don't know if the Tokyo Marui does this or not, and I've never noticed this before, underneath the thread, so you've got a thread here and you've got an end cap here, that actually screws off on a negative thread, so you have actually still got a 14mm negative thread in there. I'm actually quite impressed with that. I didn't know that. There's a little rubber O-ring at the bottom. I'm guessing that's to keep this locked on tight, but I don't know if Tokyo Marui has that. Put that on slightly the wrong angle. There we go. I don't know if the Maruis have that or not, but the JG clearly has an extra thread under there. I'm guessing that's so you can attach the suppressors that are tracer units or just other ones if you're not bothered about this great big honking beast. Now, to put the battery in, you've got to push the pin in, otherwise on. And that pops out and releases this. So the front cover comes off, then you're looking down the barrel and into the battery compartment. You've got a little ejection lever here that helps you eject the battery. Now, then we come to the battery. So what I've got here is an adapter from Tokyo Marui and a pistol LiPo. So this is an adapter that matches the correct size for the MAC10, and Tokyo Marui make these. This is a pistol LiPo that is intended for my little Glock AEP, all the Chimera AEPs, that kind of thing, and the Tokyo Marui ones. So what I'm going to do is put this in here, and then that goes in, looking at that, that goes in that way and clicks in. The little connector rather nicely tucks away in there. I bring the end cap back in and push that back into place, and when it's seated right, the pin just clicks back in place. Now, the weapon has to be on safe to be able to do it. Oh no, it didn't. I'm telling a lie. The Marui have to be on safe, I believe, to remove that pin. But that's by the by. I managed to change that. So as you can hear, then that LiPo gives you a much snappier trigger response on these little AEPs. The NIM type batteries that used to come with them were just atrocious, and it was a lot sluggish and things like that. So that's semi. Really nice and nippy, turns over quickly. We'll go to full auto. That, for such a tiny little thing, is a really nice rate of fire. The suppressor, unfortunately, unlike the Marui one is foamed all down the inside. You could possibly open this up, I can't tell properly. Oh, no, that's moving. Now, that's interesting. That is disassemblable, so you could technically fill this full of foam to help reduce the amount of noise coming out of here, but we'll see what it's like in a second. I'll screw this back on. My last JG one didn't actually offer this, but it is initially just a plastic tube all the way down, and doesn't seem to do an awful lot to mask the noise going off in here. So if we dulls it a little bit, not an awful lot, but then we're used to that anyway in Airsoft. It does do a little bit, but not an awful lot. Technically with ammo it's probably going to make it quieter. The LiPo does make a massive difference, and it's well worth doing. I think I paid about £5 for this adapter plus postage from Airsoft World. The LiPo itself that's in there I got as part of the order from Taiwan. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and chrono this, and I'll come back in a second and update you on what it's chronoing at with no hop. That said, the hop unit, if you pull this back, and you used to be able to, no, pull this back, there is your hop adjuster. So, and it clearly says there, hop that way. So I'll make sure the hop's fully off so we get the full FPS. I'll put that back down again. If you twist that handle, it does lock it so that the door can't be open. Twist it again, but you can't lock it back again. To be fair, with friction it does stay there anyway and goes back nicely. So I'll go and get this chronoed, back in a second till I update you. Okay, so I'm back from the chrono and I am pleasantly surprised and massively impressed. I don't know what's going off with JG in here, but they've clearly done some work. My Tokyo Marui of old and my JG, one of these of old, was doing 240, 250 FPS. This is doing 310 to 315 FPS. And that's an average over 20 shots using 0.2 gram BBs through my Mad Bull V1 Chrono. I am genuinely impressed. It's not sluggish, it's not struggling with the power of it. I'm guessing that's more to do with the LiPo. That's just ace. So you can compete FPS wise with everybody else. 300 FPS is absolutely massive. I am genuinely impressed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop the battery out while we're here. So pull the pin back, let's go to safe, there we go, and pull a little pull tab, out pops the battery. That is genuinely excellent. Hopefully I'll get the chance to test it out on a range shortly and see what the range is with the standard hot rubber. Before, normal JG AEGs, I've not had any issues with their standard hot rubbers. I found they've been really accurate and things. But as an unboxing and an initial chrono, I am genuinely impressed with that. It's an absolute beauty. And I'm looking forward to getting to use that a little bit the next time I play. So I hope you've enjoyed watching today. I will leave the usual photos once I've finished. Please do like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.